Do you want to start a business, get out of the office, achieve happiness and success while crushing life? This is Boss to Boss, the place to be for that extra motivation to get up and follow your dreams while learning from the ones who have already done it. And now for your host, Miro Wieslow.
Welcome to Boss to Boss. Today's guest started his first commerce business in 2005. Today, he runs one of Shopify's fastest growing businesses, earning over $60 million in the past 4 years. He credits his Facebook and Instagram marketing strategies for over 90% of his profits. When he's not working on his own brand, he's helping other businesses grow theirs through his Shopify app, Zipify, and marketing guidances at Smart Marketer. Ezra Firestone, it's a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Miro the mighty, the way that you just changed your voice for that intro was pretty impressive. That was a whole, you really, that was, we were talking, it was going, and then bam, you were in character. That was awesome, man.
I don't know if you caught that. I just totally spilled the water. Whoever's watching, I don't know if you saw that. It just spilled like all over.
I didn't see it.
Boss
to boss.
Yeah. No, you gotta get into character, right? The radio voice comes on, you get going. I gotta get you going.
Yeah, I think it's good. I feel like also to be able to pull it off that well. That was like you really honed that.
See, I don't know. I know you're in New York, so you're in the afternoon right now. I don't know how many cups of coffee you had, but after this, hopefully this like jolts you up and you don't.
Yeah, I'm actually. You saw me. I was yawning. I'm like.
I saw that. I was like, no, I caught you at a bad time, but. Everybody, whether you're following along on YouTube, Facebook, or one of the podcast platforms that we're on, be sure you can put the face to the name. Check out Ezra Firestone at Ezra Firestone on Instagram and Twitter, or at Meet Ezra on Facebook, as well as this website, smartmarketer.com. And Ezra, that's Ezra Firestone. For everybody tuning in. So yeah, I wanna maybe elaborate just a little bit more for the ones that for the listeners that don't know as much about you and how you kind of maybe made your way onto Shopify and kind of being.
Sure. I've been in the game. I got lucky. I kind of fell into this. I moved to New York to play poker for a living when I was 17, and it was right around the time, this was like 2005, that e-commerce was like becoming a thing. Back in the day, people thought if you worked on the internet, it was like porn or gambling. Nobody it was legit. It wasn't mainstream, let's say, so I kind of fell into it at a real early time. And I started in the information publishing world, kind of doing search engine optimization and selling ebooks and not doing e-commerce, and ultimately landed with e-commerce because I wanted to be able to control the whole sales cycle from getting someone's attention to selling them a product to delivering the product. It was the only business model that allowed me to have control of all the touch points rather than just like selling them a digital download or something that was someone else's products. And my business today, and I think this is a good lesson for anyone getting started, is based on a permaculture model. And permaculture is a farming term. And what it means is to reuse all your assets to their greatest benefit. Capture the rainwater, water the garden. Take the chicken shit, use it for the compost. And I think that a lot, like what most people do is they look outside. What do they don't have? And they want stuff they don't have. They're looking outside themselves. I've always looked around at like, what do I have and how can I use that better? And to give you an example of how, I'll give you an example of what I did when I first started, but to give you an example of how it works in my business today, I have, like you mentioned, one of the fastest growing Shopify stores ever. And it's in the top 100. And I built that from scratch starting in 2010. What I do is I take whatever works in that business and I document it and I share it with other business owners. So that's where I'm taking the resource of the activity of the business. I'm documenting what works and I'm sharing it with business owners. And then those people who are interested, I offer courses and events and masterminds and things of that nature. And then the money that I make from that information, I put back into the e-commerce business. And then to take it a step further, any development that I do on my web store, I open source for other business owners. So I'm already doing the development anyways. I open source and I let other people buy it via software as a service. And so I'm reusing, all these things are working together. And I think like when I first got into the game, I had no money. I was working a full-time job. I didn't start with anything other than the desire for something more than I had. Entrepreneurs are chasing a form of freedom. They're chasing financial freedom, location freedom, freedom to put their attention where they want rather than doing what someone tells them. Like, they're trying to get away from pain and going towards something more. And I think that, like, instead of looking outside of yourself, you look around like, okay, I got a cousin over here who is being a bum and just got out of high school and isn't doing anything. Let me pay him $6 an hour to learn how to code. And then once he knows how to code, a year and a half later, I'm going to sell coding services. Like, that's how one of the things when I first started. But it's like, you can just take whatever's around and use it. And I think that attitude and strategy is underutilized by people who are just getting started. They're never looking at what assets they have and how they can better use them. And assets include a bum cousin, anything that you got that you can use. And my cousin,
I love that.
He wasn't actually a bum, just, wasn't doing much.
Is he still with you right now? Like, still?
Actually, funny story, he just retired.
Oh, so he made it that big. He made it bigger than you.
No. He just decided he didn't want to work anymore. He was with me from 2010, I think, until last year. And he was like a real solid WordPress and Shopify developer, and decided he wanted to just take some time and not work and just kind of live and enjoy his life. He'd made good money saved up some good money, and decided to take it easy.
And for those listening that aren't sure, like, what open source would be, can you kind of, what would that mean?
Open source means I am like, so in my case, I would build like an add-on. So do you know what Shopify is? Like, where are we starting from? Do I need to explain Shopify first?
Oh, I mean, yeah, not to me. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, like, to the listener. Okay. So basically, generally,
a little quick background.
Yeah, if you're going to sell something on the internet, you need what's known as a shopping cart, a way for you to transact, to take money from an individual. So there's a lot of there's ClickFunnels and Kajabi and Samcart and Shopify and Infusionsoft. There's a bunch of different services, Wix, even Squarespace, that allow you to build pages and let someone go there and then give you money for a service. Okay. And that whatever piece of software you're using to collect money from people is going to be kind of what your business is based around from the technology side. I use Shopify because Shopify is a piece of hosted software, meaning I don't have to have it on my own computer. It lives in the cloud. I access it through I log into it like you would, let's say, Dropbox or something. And it's for e-commerce businesses, mostly for people who sell physical products. People who sell informational products like ebooks and digital downloads and things of that nature tend to use different pieces of technology or software to collect money and deal with their users and send emails and things of that nature. So Shopify is the platform that I use, and I'm always adding to it to add functionality to my store. So for example, like someone comes, they buy something, I want to offer them another thing at a discount. Shopify doesn't do that natively, so I had to build out the code to make that happen, and I sell that to other business owners. I know it's kind of complex, but basically I am selling code. I'm a code dealer, man.
So was the coding, like, is that what kind of got you into it all? Like, because when you got into this, you were still pretty early in the game.
Yeah, I didn't know how to code. I taught myself how to code, but now I have developers who are on my team.
So what did you do?
I think, look, if you're just getting started,
and
you have to figure that you're going to need to acquire a lot of skill sets to run a business. But one skill that you need three things, okay? You need someone to know that you exist. They don't know that you exist. They don't know what you have to sell. Step one, they need to know who you are and that you're around. That's advertising. Getting visibility. There's a lot of ways to get visibility for a brand. You can do influencer, where you get people to, you get people to tell their friends about you. That's kind of hard. It's not sustainable. You can do, it's like not scalable because you got to go out and get people to recommend you. You could do search engine optimization, where you try to rank in Google for different keywords. That's really hard, takes money, takes content. My favorite way of generating visibility for a brand is to go out and buy it. Pay Facebook, pay Google, pay Instagram to put my message or video or image in front of the people who I want to reach. So that's step number one. Get people to know that you exist. Step two, get them to actually say yes and buy from you. So it's one thing for them to know you exist, another thing for them to actually give you money for something. So that's step two. And then step three is to deliver value and get them to come back again. But it all starts with step one. So I always tell new business owners, if you're going to acquire one skill, acquire the skill of generating visibility. Go learn how to buy traffic. Go learn how to generate visibility for your offer. Go learn Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, YouTube advertising. I just put out a free course on the Shopify Academy. You can Google it, Facebook and Instagram Advertising for Beginners by Ezra Firestone. You can sign up for a free trial of Shopify, and then you can go through that course, and it will teach you how to drive traffic for an e-commerce business, but you can use that for any business. And then, so that's the first skill that I think you should acquire. I think you should not worry about technology. You shouldn't worry about copywriting. Like you can hire freelancers to help you with all that stuff, but like you really want to be generating your own visibility because you're paying for it, and no agency is going to care enough about your money. Nobody's going to care as much as you do about the money you're spending. So you're going to do the best job yourself, which is, so I recommend acquiring that skill set first as a business owner.
Especially so you're not, when you are putting in that money, so you're not getting screwed over, and so you know where it's going, right?
And because you're going to use it in any business that you're going to run or be a part of, or even be a service provider for, is going to need visibility. And if you know how to bring that to the table, you always got a job.
So do you think this works for any business though? Because there are some businesses that are just like strictly those brick and mortar type shops and all those word of mouth.
You can't use digital advertising to grow. I can't think of one. You got a brick and mortar store, you run ads in the local, in that local zip code. I'm doing it right now for a jiu-jitsu school like 20 miles from here. Works great. You can do geo targeting. You know, you target people in zip code, and you run ads to them. You say, "Come in, and I'll give you a coupon."
So before you kind of got into this space, though, this realm, like, what were you doing before? Like, did you ever work for the man?
In high school, I was playing poker. Yeah. What I did when I moved to New York, eventually, is I got a job at a makeup studio, which is like, and I did a couple things, but.
Is that how Boom came alive? Does
No,
that have anything to do with it?
Special effects makeup, man.
Okay.
Stuff like that. But anyways, I managed a yoga studio for a while. I managed what was one of these hot yoga studios, Bikram Yoga in New York City. It's one of the bigger ones. Before people found out Bikram was a creep, and before the whole, scandal, I was like 21 managing this giant yoga studio. But I didn't like. I mean, it was fine, but it was like I was spending 60 hours a week doing something I didn't like or wasn't passionate about. I enjoyed having a job. I enjoyed the community. I enjoyed the yoga, but like I was making $37,000 a year, which was pretty good at that time, for way more than full-time work in my entire life. And I was like, I would rather not have a job and just not have money than do this, So I was like working to figure out how to not do that.
Okay. And
I think a lot of people are in the spot of, they've got a job and they don't like it, and they're interested in more, but they don't know where to start. And I think the easiest place to start is as a service provider. Go out and acquire the skill of digital advertising by taking some of my courses, and then go out and offer a local business or someone free services so you can cut your teeth and, spend 1 to 2 hours a night on this, or an hour a night in your spare time. And then the beauty of services is you don't need any overhead. There's no overhead. You just got to go out. You can start collecting money today, and it is your direct intellectual property that you're selling, and your sweat equity, your actual time. And so you can make money on the side of whatever your job is while learning a skill that will support you should you ever decide to start your own business. Or maybe you'll decide that you'd rather run a marketing services agency than running a business, and you'll just continue to get more and more clients, and then you quit your job. But that's the fastest path to quitting a job. It's not starting a business, investing in stocks, drop shipping, or any of these things where you're required to spend money and buy inventory or any of that. It's sell someone a service, because it's immediately, you get paid as soon as you have the first client, and you're only selling your time, and you get to learn as you go. So
do you feel that maybe like eventually we might hit a bubble with that? Like, do you think there might be a shortage?
I was selling marketing services on the side of my full-time job back in 2008 before I had my own business off the ground. And digital marketing, I think there's like 10% of businesses who are using it. I think it's such an in-demand skill set, and there's not a lot of good service providers. And the industry is growing so fast that it's wide open, man. It's wide open for anyone who wants to buy it. You just need it's like You just got a little, this is a ocean of opportunity, and you just need half of a shot glass. You're just going to scoop up a little bit. Like, there's anyone who is interested and willing to take the time and energy to develop a skill set and then go out there and hustle and offer and sell and learn how to generate clients, which is just making the offers to the right people, I think has a great opportunity to do this. And I think it's better. Look, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm talking to someone who's an employee, okay? 1% of people jump to self-employed. Running your own services agency is you're self-employed now. You're selling a service. You're doing it by yourself. You're doing it on your own hours. You get to decide who you work with. Much better than working for someone else in the terms of if you're looking for time freedom, location freedom, freedom to do what you want, right? Jumping from self-employed to business owner, 1% of the people who jump to self-employed jump to business owner. Much harder jump. Requires capital, risk, all kinds of stuff that just selling services doesn't require. So it's a nice little intermediary step.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that this would be a great way for someone like me, someone that was sitting in that cubicle miserable, an easy way to kind of just get the feet wet, right? Just kind of try it out.
Cash with no overhead. The problem people with jobs have is they don't have time and they don't have money. So what can you do without time and money? You can spend an hour or two a day or an hour or two, 3 days a week learning a skill. And then you can go out and sell that skill to someone or offer it for free, and then spend that same hour or two, couple days a week, doing that skill for someone. You can learn something and you can implement it, and you can get to the point where you could go out and sell a business that service. And then you go get a client, and then you go get a second client. And then you go from boss to boss, son. You got your own clients now.
There we go. There we go.
Services. It's the fastest path, man. It's not that it's easy, and it's not that it doesn't require effort, but it doesn't require capital, and it doesn't require risk. The only risk is your time. It allows you to develop a skill set while getting paid for it and not take much risk, which is the spot that a lot of people are in. They got kids, they got responsibilities. They can't just quit their job, you know?
Yeah, that's what most tell me. They're too much on their hands at this point. They can't do it. They can't do it. It's too late.
They make an hour a day for working out. They can make an hour a day for developing a skill such as paid advertising or email marketing or copywriting or social media or project management or any number of digitally delivered service that a business would need. And then they go hustle and sell that.
All right. All right. Well, and then like the main brand, like from Shopify. So would you say Boom by Cindy Joseph? Like, how did that even, like, when did you hit that? Like, man, this is happening. Because obviously that is the main product, right? That's that you're doing the best with.
You know, I think most people who start businesses, it is the main product, judge their activity too early. So Boom started in 2010, and we didn't hit $1 million in revenue until 2015.
Oh, wow.
So, and then 2016, 2015, we did 3 million. 2016, we did 17. 2017, we did 20, and onwards and upwards. But it's going to take you 6 months to figure out what you want to do, 6 months to get your technology together and source your product and do all that, 6 months to run marketing. Now you're 18 months in before you can even judge it. And most people are like, how come I don't have results at 3 months? And it's like, dude, you didn't give it anywhere near long enough. Have you ever seen someone go from pudgy to swole in 3 months? Maybe with like steroids, but someone who makes real long-term consistent changes in their body, it happens over 12 months to 2 years of consistent, dedicated effort. Not that you can't have, not that you don't have some people who, start businesses and they just take off, but something that's going to be valuable, it's going to take time to build. So I'd say give yourself enough time of really putting forth effort and learning from people and implementing and seeing what happens and investing in it. And don't look at the money that you're spending on your business. Now we're jumping to, hey, you want to start a business. Don't look at the money that you're spending on your business as money lost. It's money invested in the growth of that brand. You got a seed in the ground and you're watering it, and that seed's going to take a year until it pops into a sprout. And then it's going to take a year until it's a little twig, and then it's going to be 2 to 3 years before it's a tree. I mean, it's like these things take time, and people are in pain, and so they want a quick fix. And so they're looking for quick fixes, make money overnight, drop shipping, invest in real estate. And it's like, sure, all that shit could work for you. But more often than not, if you want to build something of value, it takes time and effort and energy over time. So little bit of effort consistently over time is better than burst of effort and, oh no, this didn't work.
No, I love that. That's a very, you really pictured it in my mind over here, just like the whole tree thing. And for everybody that wants to follow more of Ezra, make sure to check him out at Ezra Firestone or on Facebook at Meet Ezra. And you can see that this is something you talk about a lot. You have videos constantly. You're not just like you do put the content out there. You're constantly talking about balance, cutting off, certain hours of the day for yourself or to focus on other things in your life. And it's so important to kind of just like where you've gotten. And I think that a lot of people, could definitely learn a thing or two just following you alone.
I'm social. I'm out there. I got stuff.
And then the main course is the one that Facebook and advertising for beginners, right? By Ezra Firestone. That's the main one you're.
Yeah. It's on Shopify. You can just go to Shopify Academy and you'll see me on there. Again, you do need a shop to be able to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend just signing up for a free trial, and then you can go through the course. And then you could cancel your free trial if you don't need Shopify, but that way you could get the course.
Awesome. Well, I hope some listeners take advantage of that. I know you're legit. I've definitely heard you speak. I've seen you long enough, and what you're doing is definitely pretty remarkable right now. And it's pretty awesome, especially just kind of how it almost seems like you didn't initially. You kind of just learned everything on your own, right? You didn't even have that.
The internet is here, man. There's digitally delivered training courses. I'm just some guy off a couch in Brooklyn. I don't know what I was doing, but I've been at it now every day for 14 years. I know a thing or two about the game because I've been in it. And it's like, you can't judge yourself against someone who's been doing it forever. You gotta just get started and know that it's a great time. It's the best time. There's never been a better time to be interested in e-commerce and online education and influencer marketing and just online business in general. It's like it's like we're just getting our feet wet. It's just getting started. It's growing every year. The opportunity is 1,000 times what it was when I got started, in that there's so many more things you could do. The technology is so much better. The information about how to do it is all available. It just takes taking something, picking it, and just committing to it and giving it a year of your life, and then seeing, okay, what did I learn? How'd this go? Maybe I want to do something different. It's not, how do I get out of my job in 3 months? That's the wrong, that attitude. Hey, that could be good and that could serve you and right on. And maybe that's where you want to go, but you're going to likely have more success if you are approaching it from a marathon, long-term viewpoint rather than like you're trying to sprint.
Yeah. No, I mean, it totally makes sense. It's like gambling, right? I mean, if you're in it to just get a quick one-time hit, good chance you'll kind of fall back down.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
But no, I really appreciate that, Ezra Firestone. That was great stuff. I know listeners will appreciate that. But now on to our last and final segment of the show, our listeners' favorite segment.
Welcome to the round with no name, because they're all taken.
But so my producer, Steve Wiley, aka the Legbreaker.
Big Steve.
Yeah, Big Steve.
Legbreaker.
Yeah, he roams the office. He roams. He's in the back somewhere. We don't want him to come out. We don't want him to come out at all. I don't want to have to deal with him. I love my legs. And
was he an enforcer for the mob?
Yeah, I can't even talk. Honestly,
the bruiser.
I can't talk too much about it. But you get 5 seconds to initiate an answer in this round, really quick. We don't want you thinking too much. Just a few more really, really serious questions to see, all right, everything about Ezra.
Prepping.
Get in the zone. What is your favorite book?
Stone Soup.
Favorite movie?
Big Lebowski.
Classic. If you're stranded on an island, what is the one item you want with you? Not a person.
Repeat the question.
If you're stranded on an island, wow. At least you answered something. We'll let that one fly. You're stranded on an island for the unforeseeable future. What is the one item you want with you?
I don't know. Bottle alcohol?
I mean, you gotta hope that's a big, big bottle, because I don't know how long that's gonna last.
Hey, listen, I'm stranded there. There's nothing I can do. I'm gonna party, man. A spear, something to defend myself, toothbrush. I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I like that. No, I mean, you never know, right? What if now
you want to relax, dude?
There you go. I mean, what if you're put into this situation tomorrow? At least now you know you gave it a little bit of thought today, and you're going to be just that more prepared. If you had an unlimited amount of money right now and you could start up any business you wanted to, but it can't be your own, what would it be?
I keep doing exactly what I'm doing. I like what I'm doing. I think it's less about, I think this whole how much money can you possibly make game that everyone is playing is a losing and miserable game. And I think a better game and a more fulfilling game and a less societally promoted game. It's like in society, the idea that success is what you should be chasing is promoted everywhere. And pleasure and fun are not, pleasure and fun are promoted as hedonistic and, frivolous and after you've succeeded. And I think that actually what you should be doing is finding something that you enjoy doing and doing that, and then figuring out a way to also have that make you some level of money and pay your bills, because you'll end up with a much more fulfilling life. Like what I want to do is enjoy myself, make really good things, and to be profitable in that order. I don't care how big it gets. I mean, yes, we've got a big business, but like I would give it all up if it was miserable, if I didn't like it. I don't care about how much money we make. Yeah, hey, look, I want to generate resource, and I want to use that resource to take care of my community and to put towards causes that I find noble. I like the game of wealth creation, but not at the expense of, my life. Like I want to have fun first and foremost. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have space for my family and friends and community and my relationship and my hobbies. And I want a business that is successful that also makes money. But I wouldn't do anything differently than what I'm doing. I like what I'm doing. I'm happy with it.
Truth. I like that. It's a solid answer. How do you drink your coffee?
Straight up black, double espresso with a little bit of water. That's it.
A little bit of water, huh?
Yeah, hot water, Americano.
Oh, yeah.
Double espresso.
I guess that works.
With 2 fluid ounces of espresso, 4 fluid ounces of water. What do you want? Get out of here, eh? Forget about it, eh?
You are from upstate New York, right? Right? Is that where you're from?
I'm not from here, but I am here.
Well, okay, that's where are you from initially?
California and Hawaii.
Hawaii.
All right. I've been in New York now for since 2005, so I've been here longer than I've been anywhere else. So I'm probably from New York now.
I was just in Hawaii for the first time ever, like a month ago.
What island?
Maui. I can't wait to
you
go
gotta
back.
go to Oahu, dude. You got to go to the North Shore.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up on the North Shore. It's the best.
Okay. It's too much to even talk about now. But if you you know what they say about drinking a coffee straight up black. I don't know if you read this study by the HuffPost, but they say that, I mean, I'm in this group too. I drink it straight up black as I am right now. They say that we tend to show psychotic tendencies.
Well, this whole survey and polling, all that data is such bullshit. I mean, where did they get this data? Who did they poll? Who was funding the survey in the first place? I need to answer those questions. And secondly, I don't drink drip coffee. I drink espresso, which has less caffeine, and then I put some water in it. So I don't even think you could call my coffee black. I think it's I think it's an Americano. I guess it's black in any case. And also, what constitutes psychotic, by the way? I'd like to know. I've got a lot of questions about these survey people.
I don't know. We got to contact HuffPost after this because, apparently, I don't know about this article anymore. Maybe I should stop sharing this information. Most importantly, though, how would you feel if I walked into a meeting with you right now and I had socks and sandals? Would you take me seriously?
Yeah, man. Wear whatever you want. I don't fit in a lot of meeting rooms. I go in meeting rooms with a lot of fancy people, and I don't look the part. So I think that welcome to the internet, man. Guys in their underwear, because who knows what you're wearing under that shirt, can make it happen from their bedrooms. I mean, this is the beauty of it, right? It's like just the location freedom alone is worth running your own services agency. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to spend 2 hours a day commuting, 3 hours a day commuting. You can have that time back with your family. That's got to be motivating enough to go get some side hustle going, because literally imagine that you have kids. I don't have kids yet, but I will at some point. And you could spend 3 hours a day more with them if you figure out a way to work from home. I mean, shit, over time, compounded, it's worth the 3 to 5 year investment.
That's like 1,000 hours a year.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the knowledge workforce, the knowledge economy is only growing. Knowledge work is, what we're doing. And everybody It's a democratized workforce. Everybody can participate. Me, broke, no money, working for the man. I can start a business that's now one of the biggest e-commerce businesses, that's from a startup, just like no capital, no venture backed money, just bootstrapped, around.
Which makes it that much even more impressive. Yeah.
You could do it too. Anyone can do it. I mean, look, the skill set that you need as a human being is the skill set of mastery, the willingness to put your attention in one area consistently over time. Pick up the instrument, play it for 30 minutes a day. You will get better. Focus on a skill set in the digital marketing realm. Put your attention on it for 30 minutes to an hour a day. You will get good at it. Do you have the willpower to consistently do that over time? You got to develop that skill. And that's the same skill set that allows you to stick to a diet. The same skill set that allows you to get good at anything in life. Mastery, willingness to come up against failure and cravings and disappointment and continue to move forward with a positive attitude. That's the game.
Awesome, Ezra. Well, you survived. I survived. Big Steve did not come out, so we got lucky.
Legbreaker. He doesn't even exist, dude. You just made him up.
No, he does. He actually does.
Steve is the name of that stuffed animal behind your ear there, that pink dog.
No, that actually, I forgot to ask you that. Would you have a possible name for my little puppy back here?
Let's see. I would call that guy. I would call him.
Careful. This is probably how you're going to be remembered. So this goes a long way, man. A long way.
I call him. I'm trying to think of like one of these like mob type names. You know what I mean? Like Joey the Tooth.
Joey the Tooth. I like that one. Joey the Tooth.
Joey the Tooth.
All right, Joey the Tooth. I think we're gonna have to have a vote sooner or later. Joey the Tooth. This is actually a pretty good one.
Or it could be Nikki the Nose.
Nikki the Nose. Damn. I mean, you are on point today. You are on point. I could see why you're as successful as you are. I mean, just the name creation alone, and why you're in marketing. This is good. This is good.
Straightforward, man.
All right,
Johnny Cupcake.
Oh man, we could start up a whole show about this, just a podcast.
I think it'd be funny if like you had a lineup and they just kept like the names, like you had Sonny Franchise and Frankie Bananas and Vinny the Limo and Joey Two-Tone, and you go down the line and then they just keep getting longer. It's like Vinny who had a dog, but then he gave his dog away, but now he's got his dog back. And then you got like Stevie who went to court, who came back. You know what I mean? They just keep getting. Never mind.
No, this could be in case you ever look at switching careers. I think this could be good direction.
I think I shouldn't quit my day job. I don't think I want to make any money writing comedy skits anytime soon.
All right, that's right. Well,
that just went over. I think
no, that was pretty good, man. I bet you'll be getting some awesome messages post this episode. I can't wait. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Ezra. And Mike is yours if you want to close it off with any thoughts. Everybody,
listen to Miro at Boss to Boss. He started from the bottom. Now he's here, and it's great to be on your show. And I think anyone who's like paying attention to this space, like I love entrepreneurs. I love people who are searching for more in their life and looking to have more, do better, be more. And I think that's like what shows like this are about. So thanks for doing the work you do.
Appreciate it, Ezra. We'll definitely be keeping up with you and see where you're at, in the future. Appreciate it.
See you later.
That is all for this episode of Boss to Boss. Your next step is to visit bosstoboss.com, where you will find proven techniques followed by professionals to help you make that next step. Again, that is boss2boss.com. And remember, the time is now.